G'day punters, welcome to the preview of the final Group 1 meeting of the season, brought to you by ZBet in the zone. I'm lucky enough to be joined by our Queensland form analyst, Jack Fitzpatrick, who's run his eye over the card and found us a few good bets. And I think, Fitzy, given the Tats Tiara's on, and it's, as I said, the last Group 1 of the season, it feels like that's probably a pretty fitting place to start. So how do you think you're going to tackle that?
You're very official, David. This is like I'm being interviewed here. It's very official from you. But Tats
as
Tiara,
long as you give us winners, it doesn't matter.
Well, we'll see how we go. Of course, the Tats Tiara runner-by-runner preview is out on the website now. I have landed with Sabatiano. I've gone Sabatiano each way. It's a race that I've got 10 in that leg of the quaddie. You could make a case for a lot. And as a general rule, Hock, I did say yesterday, talking to Nook, doing the runner-by-runner, that when there's a fillies and mares race, particularly Group 1 in a quaddie leg, I do generally go the field because I have no stats behind it, but I just have a feeling that they throw up more rough results. You think of the Maya Classic slash the Empire Rose, and you think of the Coolmore all the time. You know, Natoya just beat Probabile in the Queen of the Turf. You always feel there's a rough result in a fillies and mares Group 1. So not a great deal of confidence, but yeah, I've gone each way on Sabatiano. I just think that you forgive the last start, miss behind Vega 1. She was the favourite there. Vega 1 then came out and was favourite for the Stradbroke and, nearly beat Tefane, who was 3 times Vega 1's price. So Vega, obviously Sabatiano has the all-aged form. She was a narrow second. She won the Canterbury Stakes. Tefane won the all-aged the year before. I just think she goes forward. It's a race where there's not a lot of tempo. Happy to be each way, Sabatiano.
I think we're almost getting double-figure odds with her as well. So it's nice that you found us a little bit of value there. And I do agree, mares races, they're exactly that. They can be an absolute mare. So not a bad play going a bit wider in the quaddie. Moving on, let's go to your best bet on the card. What's really caught your eye?
As you know, Hock, I'm normally quite confident and we'll sit there and yell out and give, random sort of declarations. But to give an example of how tough this card is, my best bet, Shooting for Gold, race 7, number 6. Really have a lot of time for this horse, but I'm taking 2 quaddies, and in one of the quaddies, I've got 5 in this leg. Just goes to show how tough the card is. I am taking him one out in another quaddie, but I just think it's a tough card. Anyway, race 7, number 6, Shooting for Gold, about that $2.50 quote. Is a 3-year-old taking on the older horses, but you look through the form, runs well first up, never missed a Quinella in 2 starts. He's 1 from 1 at the track. We know you need to be able to handle Eagle Farm. And in the past has beaten the likes of Apache Chase. We know that's good form, and has also beaten Mass Destruction, who I'm tipping earlier on in the card. So 4 wins from 8 starts with 2 seconds over the career. Quite a good horse, making it my best bet, but it's a reasonably handy race. So, I'm reasonably bullish without over the top.
I was going to say, I was expecting you to be a bit more bullish about your best bet on the card. But, look, you make a good case in the fact that you can hedge a little bit with your quaddie and stuff like that. I think you're probably going about it in the right way.
It doesn't help, Hock, as well, that there's 2 horses on the card that are $1.40. So you've got 2 Takaka who should win the first. You can't make that your best bet. Should win. I actually think it can measure up in the derbies next year as a 3-year-old. Kiwi yet to break a maiden. And also Incentivized, who's the boom horse, clearly taking its first step into black type. So I have it on top, but I think Mirage Dancer placed in a Caulfield Cup over the trip and won the Metrop. This is the first time at group level for Incentivized. So we'll see how good he is here. I'm not potting him, but I'm actually taking both of them in the quaddie.
Yeah, okay. And I think you're right. I mean, punters don't really need to be steered into something at $1.40. It's when a horse is getting that short, it's right in the market and it's obviously got legitimate claims. So Shooting for Gold, the best bet. We'll see how that one goes. What about your next best?
Going early on the card, race 2, number 1, Redute's Image. This horse to be ridden by Craig Williams from gate number 4. So that's a lot of boxes ticked already. Was dominant winning at the Sunshine Coast last time. Genuinely dominant. I backed the second horse. Shouldn't have. This horse had form around the likes of Forbidden Love last prep and then Stolen Jade as well. Really good form for this. What I like was accepted and scratched in an easier race on Wednesday at Doomben to run here. Has drawn well. You're getting about $2.60 depending where you shop. I just think it looks quite a progressive horse. As I said, I really like the fact they scratched from the easier race to run here. The main danger in the market is horse number 8, Eloquently. Really good horse, won by 9.5 lengths over her last 3 starts. But they're at Toowoomba, so this is harder, and has to jump from gate 10. So might have to do a bit of work to cross, whereas Redute's Image will be smoking the pipe pretty much from the get-go. And I just think it looks a pretty good bet early on the card,
I like it. Now, from what I've gathered, I think you might be going a bit now is where you might get a little bit bullish, or maybe outlandish is a better way to put it. But I think you've prospected some serious value across the card.
Yeah,
right?
I've got two value bets, Hock. I've got one at 70 to 1 and one at 40 to 1. And
Yeah, okay.
I think they can both run a pretty good race for us. So the first one comes up in race 4. You've got horse number 9, Isabella's Spring. As I said, it's $71 across the board. Now, clearly the horse to beat is Polly Gray. That's one at listed level this prep in Sydney. However, Isabella's Spring, you look at its last 4 runs. It's beaten Savvy Oak, which is an ex-Victorian and sort of goes okay. And the other 3, it's finished behind Incentivise. Now, yes, Incentivise has belted it. 10.1 and 7.3 lengths the previous 2 times they met. But the first time they met this prep, there was less than a length between them. And they started roughly similar in the market. Now, yes, 10.1 and 7.3 lengths are big margins. But the winner of the Ipswich Cup last week, Happy Go Plucky, was beaten 9 lengths by Incentivise at its previous start. So you draw the line through that and you go, well, this would finish around the mark in an Ipswich Cup. I know racing's not that linear, but I just think that a horse that's placed at the track, it handles both good and soft. I think $71 is overs, and I think it can run a really good race for us. Race 4, number 9, Isabella's Spring.
No, I like it. I think, as you said, I mean, it's not always as simple as that racing, but yeah, you've drawn some tie-ins there between the form, and I think when you're talking about a price like that, it's well worth having a dabble.
Well, if we get the chocolates in that, we can just have a nice little shekel on something in the last as well. I don't mind one at 40 to 1. So it's a wide open race. It's, you've got the likes of Usmanov exhilarates, away game goes around as well. But I don't mind redouble Hock at $40. Now, hasn't won for over 750 days. So that's a big concern in itself. But I'm going to make a case here. Races well first up. It's had 9 first up runs and it's been placed in 7 of them. Its last first up run was second in the Kosciuszko. So it's a $1.3 million race. It was just behind It's Me. Now, we don't know how good It's Me is. That's a potential star. So to be within 0.2 lengths of that is pretty good form. You go back further in redoubles form, pushed Vega 1 to within a half a length previously. And you go back to the Theo Marks in Sydney in 2019. Now, admittedly, that's nearly 2 years ago, but finished 4th to Arcadia Queen. And Baller, who was the favourite in this race before getting scratched, finished a couple of lengths behind redouble there. Getting drawn in barrier 5, I think it's going to get every hope. I just think at $41, again, it'll probably run a better race than the odds are, and therefore I'm happy to be with it in the get out at a big price.
No, I think that's what most punters are looking for, a way to blast out in the final event. I think, look, again, you make a good case and the draw suits. And, yeah, I mean, we've seen what Baller's done over the carnival up north. So there's some reasonable little gems you've unearthed there in your form analysis. So
we'll see.
Nice to know we've got some value plays for those that are keen on having a crack on something at odds. So, look, let's recap them. Best bet, race 7, number 6, Shooting for Gold.
Yep.
Next best, race 2, number 1, Redute's Image.
Yep.
Couple of value plays. We've got race 4, number 9, Isabella's Spring at 70 to 1, is it?
Yep, $71.
And in the event that we've got some dollars in the account, we're going to have a little lash out at redouble in the last, race 9, number 4.
Absolutely. And those value, because they're such big price, 1x3 plays is all you need. I mean, $15 a place is Isabella's Spring.
Yeah,
so you don't need to have a crack at
Yeah.
it.
Love it. Now, just to recap as well, the Group 1, the all-important Tats Tiara, Savatiano, number 2.
Yeah, Savatiano on top. My first 4 was Savatiano on top from Tofane, Odium, and Brooklyn Hustle. They're the 4 I have in my numbers. But as I said, I've got 10 in the quaddie. You've got to give the likes of Madame Rouge, Subpoenaed, Nudge, Rocker Clock, Cavatina Bay all a big chance. So, of course, that full preview, runner by runner, is also out on site. So check it out for more details, mate.
Brilliant. All right. Great work with your study and for providing us with a few little gems to have a crack at. Best of luck to you on Saturday, and more importantly, best of luck to punters that are playing at Eagle Farm.